All right, let's stop the nonstop snooping into every aspect of our daily lives. Let's go to Congressman Jim Jordan, chair of the House Judiciary Committee. Mr. Jordan, first of all, Happy New Year. I have not seen you in the new
You too.
New
You too.
Year. But now there's another issue. All this nonstop snooping, which you have been covering, FBI, CIA, Justice Department. Now you got another one that I wasn't aware of. The Treasury Department is now snooping and looking for keywords and whatever. Can you just quickly give us the lowdown on this?
Yeah, at the request of government, you got banks searching private transactions of their customers for key search terms, key words. It looks like without any warrants, without any legal process. And what were those keywords they were searching? Did they purchase religious texts? Did they shop at Cabela's or Bass Pro Shop? Were they purchasing a firearm? You go through this, Larry. That pretty much describes the vast majority of the people in the 4th District that I get the privilege of representing, for goodness sake. So this is financial surveillance at its worst, it looks like to us. We're just getting into this. We're going to do transcribed interviews, depositions. We're going to get documents. We're going to find out how extensive this was. But it looks like big government, big corporations working together to go after to financially spy on American citizens.
Can I ask a dumb question? What did Dick's Sporting Goods do wrong? They're on the list.
No, I think. Yeah, they're on the list. Cabela, they're not looking at them as, they're looking at what people buy, because they think, oh, they could be a violent extremist if they're buying a firearm at Dick's Sporting Goods, or they're buying a fishing pole at Cabela's, and they're also purchasing religious texts at some bookstore. Somehow that fits this I tell you what this sounds like. When you read through what the documents, the few documents we've got thus far, it sounds exactly like that memorandum in the Richmond field office that we discovered about pro-life Catholics being described as violent extremists. It sounds just like that document. And remember, the FBI said, no, that was a one-off. That was just this one field office. Well, now we have this that we've discovered that was much broader, working through Treasury and the FBI, it looks like, working together to with corporations to target American citizens.
Can you work with Donald Trump, please? And end the swamp, drain the swamp, stop this. I mean, you know, you and I have been talking about this. CIA, FBI, Justice Department, now you got the Treasury, Homeland Security, career civil servants who always oppose what conservatives wanted. I mean, come on. This swamp has to be drained. I think this is a hidden but powerful election theme, Jim Jordan.
I agree, and it's some polling out in Iowa where President Trump had that huge win on Monday night. Polling suggests that the vast majority of Republican voters agree with the statement that the government has been weaponized against them. That's why they went out and voted for President Trump, because they know he'll come here and fight that, change that, drain the swamp, as you just said. But that's on the voters' mind, and they believe that because it's true. We have seen it. Remember, they tried to set up the Disinformation Governance Board at the Department of Homeland Security. And just a few years before that, Democrats were saying, when it came to the border issue, that we should abolish the Department of Homeland Security. Then they get in office with Joe Biden. They says, no, we don't want to abolish it now. We want to create this censorship board. That's how radical it's gotten, and the people get it. Again, that's why they voted for President Trump in such big numbers on Monday night, and it's why I think he's going to win the nomination. And as Vivek just said, I think he's going to be our next president.
Couple quick things. Will Hunter Biden grow up at least for one day and actually come and get the deposition?
Yeah, he's coming. We've been talking with his counsel. Our chief counsel in the committee has had numerous conversations with Mr. Lowell. Hunter Biden's coming. We just got to figure out when that date's going to be. But we do believe he's coming now. We've already got scheduled tomorrow, Kevin Morris. Next week, we got Eric Schwerin, Rob Walker, all coming in. We want to talk with Jim Biden. And then, of course, we want to talk with Hunter Biden. And then, but that's all going to happen. Three of those have already been scheduled.
All right, well, that's good. I didn't know all that. And last one, Chairman. This whole Fannie Willis story down in Georgia, it's become a public mockery, except that she's involved in some very important things and lives are at stake. And everything she says is lies. Everything she says is phony. And she's blaming it all on racism. And I read someplace that you yourself and your committee are looking into this.
Yeah, we sent a letter to Nathan Wade. We want to know what kind of communications he had with the White House. We want to know what kind of communications he had with the White House and the January 6th committee. It looks like he came to Washington a couple of different times based on his billing records. And frankly, I think the state of Georgia should look into this whole arrangement Fonnie Willis had with Nathan Wade and him being state tax dollars, and of course the federal tax dollars that went to the district attorney's office there, 14-point-some million they got in grant money from the federal government. And one of the other reasons we're looking into all this, but this Nathan Wade thing is serious. And never forget, she charged all these folks, mostly President Trump, but a bunch of other people. She was actually contemplating charging 3 United States senators, and one of those senators was the top Republican on the Judiciary Committee, for goodness sakes. Going to rope those into this crazy deal that she's doing. That is how ridiculous this all is. And then we learn this aspect of it with Mr. Wade. So yeah, we're digging into this.
And just final, she and her boyfriend spent a lot of time in the Biden White House before they brought this crazy lawsuit.
Right.
I mean, you know what?
That's right.
Shouldn't be lost in the discussion. I'm sure it's not. Anyway,
Exactly right.
Jim Jordan, you're going to be a busy chap. And don't forget, you got to drain the swamp. Let's not lose sight of that.
That's right.
Drain the swamp.
That's right.
Chairman Jim Jordan,
Thanks, Larry.
thank you, sir.